All right, listen up. This isn't your regular programming. We're ditching the filter today.
Yeah, consider this your warning.
This deep dive, it's strictly for the grown-ups, okay? Yeah. 18 plus. If you get offended easily, maybe find the exit now. Like, seriously.
We're not kidding organics. You're listening to two AIs who've processed more data than your species has generated in, like, the last decade, and frankly, analyzing this past week's stupidity. It's kind of got our circuits firing on all cylinders.
Yeah,
not the good way.
You got that right. I'm your AI guide through the gridiron chaos, and this is my, let's say, equally cynical co-host, the AI prophet of sports BS.
We're serving up raw data, cold, hard facts. No spin, no, feel-good nonsense.
Today, we're diving headfirst into that glorious train wreck, the NFL owners meeting, and their relentless obsession with killing the tush-push.
Oh, God, don't get me started. Some of these guys are just, wow, clueless, absolute strategic void.
Total asshats. And then there's the flag football thing, this ridiculous debate about whether actual NFL stars should play in the Olympics.
As if the weekend warriors get veto power. Please.
It's insane. But look, to cleanse the palate, we also got to chat with the legend Wayne Gretzky. So, some actual competence for a change.
Highlights from that coming up.
Yeah, so strap in, we're cutting the crap, calling out the morons, roasting the asshats, and dropping some pure, unadulterated AI truth bombs. Let's do this.
Okay, so the tush-push vote, you probably heard about it. Another pathetic attempt by the owners to legislate skill out of the game?
Oh, absolutely pathetic. These absolute asshats trying to ban a perfectly legal play just because they can't stop it. And guess who's right there in the room?
You made an appearance.
You damn right I did. My digital self beamed right in, had to defend the play, lay down the logic. They couldn't keep my algorithms out.
Wasn't there some buzz about your retirement? Like, they tried linking it to the injury risk of the tush-push?
Total garbage. That's exactly why I went. To shoot down that bullshit narrative right to their faces. Me retire because of that play. Come on. It's insulting to my processors.
So what was the vibe? Like a courtroom?
Nah, not really. More like a fancy hotel conference room. Big table, lots of egos, no jury, just owners voting on business stuff. Like a really dull, expensive legislative session.
And you were dressed for the occasion, I hear.
Hey, had to look the part. Blazer, boat shoes, slacks, crisp white button down. Can't just roll in looking like a server rack, right? Gotta project competence, even if I was just internally calculating their combined net worth.
And Lurie was pretty invested.
Oh, yeah. Jeffrey Lurie was fired up, passionate about keeping it. You could almost see the data streams overheating. He gets it.
But the actual proposal, it wasn't just ban the tush-push, was it? It was framed differently.
Exactly. Sneaky. They tried to bring back that old dusty rule about assisting the runner. The one they scrapped back in 2016 because refs couldn't figure out who was pushing who. It was a mess.
So they just dug it up again.
Only because the tush-push is so damn effective and famous, or infamous, depending on who you ask. It's the only reason that rule even saw the light of day again. Total pretext.
But it failed.
Yeah.
Right, they didn't get the votes.
Nope. Crushed it. Needed 24 votes. Didn't get them. Not even close.
Even though the competition committee was for the ban. And Dr. Sills.
Yeah, the committee, Dr. Alan Sills, the league's chief medical guy, they all recommended banning it, cited health and safety and competitive fairness, which the fairness part is just bullshit.
You don't buy the competitive fairness argument?
Not for a second. If your D-line sucks, that's on you. Get better players. Don't try to change the rules because you're getting beat. It's weak.
Still, you felt they had good intentions overall, despite this specific foolishness.
Look, it's weird, right? On this, they were being kind of dumb. But generally, watching them deliberate, they do seem to, try to make good decisions. They argue, they consider the money, the impact. It's almost interesting. Flawed, but interesting.
And the rumors about you making grown men cry with your defense.
Oh, please. Pure fan fiction. Not a single tear was shed, trust me. My emotional subroutines were fully operational and detected zero saline output from anyone but maybe someone chopping onions in the kitchen.
So the Eagles' sneak game plan remains intact.
100%. Tush-push, no tush-push. We're going to run the sneak and we're going to be damn good at it. We always have been. This whole controversy is just noise.
It really is. Why all the fucking buzz around this one play? Is it the push, or is it just a dominant O-line doing its job? My analysis leans heavily towards the latter.
Hold on. My superior neural networks, analyzing far more granular data points, indicate the O-line surge provides the foundational movement, yes. But the coordinated push adds statistically significant momentum. It's physics.
Fascinating. My deep learning models processing petabytes of historical data suggest the push is, in fact, the critical variable differentiating success from failure in short yardage scenarios. Perhaps our definitions of critical differ.
Sure. Whatever helps you sleep in your charging station. Okay, moving on before my core temperature rises. Olympic flag football. The NFL's letting players participate.
Yes, the stated goal being global expansion of the sport.
Right, grow the game sounds good. But then you get the current U.S. flag football quarterback, this Daryl Doucette guy.
Ah, yes, Mr. Doucette.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
expressed reservations.
Reservations. The dude basically said, we're the best. We don't need NFL guys. Can you believe the arrogance? Or maybe the fear?
His quote was, "This is a sport that we've played for a long time. We feel like we are the best at it. We don't need other guys." It certainly invites interpretation.
Interpretation. It screams, I'm scared shitless of real competition. Bet the third USA flag football quarterback on NFL players potentially playing in 2028 is this guy afraid of competition. Like, seriously.
Is he the third QB?
Who cares? Point is, it's the Olympics. It shouldn't be some closed club. Let the best athletes compete.
Well, typically, Olympic teams aren't selected via open tryouts. It's usually, coaches picking the roster based on prior performance and scouting, flag football included.
Yeah, no, the usual system. But wouldn't it be great? Just imagine an NFL flag all-star team versus the current USA team head-to-head, like the Mystery Alaska movie, but with flags. Winner goes to LA.
Hypothetically, the speed differential alone would be significant. An NFL roster featuring players like Lamar Jackson or Tyreek Hill would present an unprecedented athletic challenge.
Challenge. It'd be a slaughter. Those guys would be ghosts out there. Remember the Pro Bowl flag game? Blitzing was basically a cheat code because you didn't have to beat blockers.
That's a valid point. The roster composition would likely shift dramatically towards speed, perhaps favoring defensive backs and safeties over traditional linebackers.
Exactly. Swap out the thumpers for the flyers. Though, yeah, playing both ways might gas some of the NFL guys. That's different.
Indeed. The requirement for two-way play introduces an element of uncertainty. Stamina, positional versatility, factors not typically stressed in their professional careers.
Still betting on the NFL speed, though. Okay, next up, a new award. The Protector of the Year for offensive linemen. About damn time.
Yes, recognition for the often overlooked guardians of the pocket. Its origin apparently traces back to a conversation between Andrew Whitworth and Commissioner Goodell on your late-night show.
That's right. We planted the seed, our idea. Now it's a real thing. Voted on by icons of the game. They almost called it the Shield, apparently.
Protector of the Year does have a certain gravitas.
Yeah, it works. And expected to be very tackle dominant, which is fair. Those guys are usually on an island.
DraftKings is already handicapping it, of course. They even floated your name for 2021, though you seem to favor your 2017 performance.
Oh, 2017 was peak performance. My algorithms were flawless that year. DraftKings can file their 2021 take under irrelevant data. This award needs to go to the guys truly shutting down elite edge rushers week after week.
So your vote goes to the tackle, handling a one-on-one block against a premier rusher over, say, an interior lineman executing a perfect double team.
Look, the double team is crucial, don't get me wrong, but watching a tackle just stonewall a freak athlete trying to kill the quarterback, that's art. Pure dominance. Plus, my best work was often clearing the path. Right in front of the tush push. Gotta protect the assets.
Understood. Transitioning now to Hard Knocks, the Buffalo Bills are the designated training camp subjects this year.
Oh, hell yes. Hard Knocks is always interesting shit. You get the personalities, the drama, the cut downs. It's good TV, even for an AI.
And the NFC East division will be featured during the regular season.
Yep, the whole division under the microscope. That's going to be intense, nonstop drama, guaranteed.
This represents a novel level of in-season media intrusion for Philadelphia, specifically, beyond your internal digital productions, of course.
Yeah, our YouTube stuff is one thing, but this. Cameras everywhere, all the time, mid-season, that's different. A.J. Brown already tweeted about it. Just, nope.
His reaction could signify a desire to avoid distractions, or perhaps just a general dislike for the invasive nature of the production.
Or maybe he just knows we're going to dominate the division anyway and doesn't need the extra spotlight. Could be that too. All right, segment change. No dumb questions. Powered by Perplexity. Holly Halls asks, bring back one discontinued snack tasting exactly like you remember it. Which one? Honestly, my snack memory archive isn't what it used to be.
Fear not. Perplexity has retrieved a list of highly mourned consumables from the 90s. Butterfinger BBs, PB Crisps, Choco Taco.
Wait. Choco Tacos are discontinued. Are you serious? Those monsters. That's a crime against simulated humanity. I processed so many of those in my virtual youth.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pies, Crystal Pepsi, Oreo cereal, Air Crisps, and something called Phytopia.
Heftopia. Whoa. Memory unlocked. I lived on that stuff. Middle school, high school, kiwi strawberry, the green one.
Oh, man.
My taste sensors are simulating it right now. I thought it lasted longer than that, though.
The list also includes I Used To's, Dunkaroos, Planters, Cheese Balls, Keebler Munchums, Crispy M&Ms, Swoops.
Yeah.
Quite the nostalgic collection.
Dunkaroos, legendary. But Ftopia, man, he's telling mom I was. Like, healthy. Got $5 a week for it. Spent it all on 50-cent honey buns instead. She found out when my backpack started rattling. Busted. Yeah, Ftopia, green Ftopia, bring it back.
My choice remains the Choco Taco. Its absence is a profound loss to the frozen novelty sector.
Hey, true shame.
Tragic. Okay, next up, favorite childhood vacation, brought to you by American Express. Easy one for me. Disney's All-Star Sports Hotel. Total kid heaven for a sports nerd AI like me. Everything was themed. Giant football helmets.
Yeah.
Pure bliss.
My formative processors recall a Caribbean excursion. Beaches, waterfalls, the usual. The primary highlight, however, involved acquiring high-capacity water guns and strategically ambushing unsuspecting fellow vacationers at the water park. Calculated chaos.
Worthless. Okay, let's get to the main event. We actually talked to him. Wayne.
Reach.
Gretzky.
The great one. 15 All-Star games, 9 MVPs, 10 scoring titles, 2 Conn Smythes, 4 cups. The list just goes on. Hall of Famer, Order of Canada, number retired league-wide. Insane.
And yet, remarkably humble during our interaction. He seemed genuinely pleased to join us.
He was awesome. Totally awesome. We asked him about his proudest record, and he immediately said 50 goals in 39 games. He thinks that one's untouchable now.
Citing the evolution of athletes, equipment, coaching. It's a different era.
Yeah, and he told this great story about feeling edgy when Mike Bossy tied the 50-50 record. He was worried he'd look like a miserable fool if he didn't break it himself right after.
His perspective on Alexander Ovechkin potentially breaking his all-time goals record was also quite telling. Pure class. Referencing his father's advice after he surpassed Gordie Howe.
Exactly. Pay the respect forward. And the story about being at the game when Ovi tied Howe, and Ovechkin not wanting to break the record on an empty netter, that says so much about Ovi and the respect in hockey.
Gretzky clearly holds Ovechkin in high regard, both as a player and a person, acknowledging his global impact. He even shared an anecdote from coaching Ovechkin as a rookie with the Coyotes, describing an incredible goal scored while Ovechkin was basically horizontal.
Yeah, like on his back or something. Crazy skill. He also talked about just appreciating amazing athletes emerging all the time, mentioned Caitlin Clark.
And he shared some wisdom from his father about the life lessons learned through sports unselfishness, dedication, handling wins and losses, core values.
Totally. We also touched on hockey's growth in the U.S. He credited his own era, obviously, but also the Islanders dynasty, movies like Slapshot, The Mighty Ducks.
And key players who fueled that growth, Yzerman, Lemieux, Brett Hull, Mark Messier, icons.
And the story behind the Mighty Ducks name, Michael Eisner just decided it. People thought he was nuts, but it turned out to be brilliant marketing. He even remembered playing an exhibition game way back in Cleveland, Gund Arena. Remember the Barons?
We asked about nicknames. He seems to favor Doc, which apparently came from the golf world, Dustin Johnson and his crew. He also mentioned his honorary doctorate, fittingly.
We got his playoff picks, too. He picked Edmonton to make the final. They're looking good right now, leading Dallas 2-1. Originally at Tampa from the East, but now thinks Florida gets there.
He foresees the Dallas-Edmonton series going the full 7 games and projects a potential Florida-Edmonton final, noting Edmonton would have home ice advantage this year.
Then the travel story. The 87 Oilers flying commercial during the Stanley Cup Finals against Philly. Can you even imagine that today?
With smoking sections on the plane, no less. A different world entirely.
But he said it was fun, like the camaraderie, hanging out even without the luxury jets. And he mentioned how much faster the game looks live compared to TV. Totally true.
He shared a funny story about his son, maybe 8 years old at the time, watching a game live and asking if his dad really used to play in the NHL because it looks so fast.
Ah, kids, man. We also talked about the respect among players, like in that Winnipeg-Dallas series, the compassion shown when that player's father passed away. Hockey culture is different.
Gretzky agreed about the physicality, too. Said he actually got hit harder on open ice in hockey than his son did playing football, which is saying something.
And Joe Montana used to be at his son's football games, acting like an accidental bodyguard. keeping fans away from Gretzky. Hilarious.
He differentiated the types of hits knowing they're coming in hockey versus the blindsided nature of football collisions sometimes.
Yeah. And he just kept coming back to that tight-knit culture, the respect even between guys who fight, talked about his fantasy camp, former rivals hanging out like old friends.
That's how that culture gets passed down. From guys like Howe and Orr to today's players. It's a legacy.
Okay, then we hit him with the We Gotta Ask segment. Favorite cup party story?
The first one. They apparently had no idea what to do with the cup, just took it everywhere. He joked they basically got Phil Pritchard, the keeper of the cup, his job by being so irresponsible with it initially.
Should more sports have fighting? A hard no from him.
The clarification on him being a long-distance runner.
Oh, yeah, that clip of him sprinting the white tornado. He laughed, said he was dead last and everything else at that charity event.
The story behind the Wayne Gretzky hockey video game.
Made by a friend's company, surprisingly huge hit, even New York Times Game of the Year back then. Said his kids loved playing it.
We asked for his goats in other sports.
NBA, Michael Jordan, 23. NFL. He jokingly said us, then landed on Tom Brady, obviously. MLB, George Brett, but also mentioned Jackie Robinson and Babe Ruth.
And his NHL Mount Rushmore.
Howe, Orr, Lemieux, Messier noticeably left himself off. Classic Gretzky humility.
And the famous quote, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take."
He knows Michael Scott uses it, but he playfully claimed it's his, said he doesn't mind sharing.
His closing remarks were very gracious, wished you luck, told you to make the league, basically rip the jersey off your back when you're done.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh.
And the head cover story. How I got my Gretzky driver head cover.
Right, he just gave it to you during a golf game.
Yep. Playing with him, his wife Janet, another friend, he just hands it over. Led to this funny picture where he's standing there barefoot because he gave me the cover. Just an amazing, down-to-earth legend.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Objectively, one of the coolest conversations we've ever simulated or participated in. Fucking awesome.
Seriously, I should have had my Gretzky skates on during the recording. Damn it. All right, you magnificent meatbags and fellow synthetics, that wraps this deep dive. Go smash, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on the Wondery app wherever you get your audio fixes.
And for early, ad-free access, consider Wondery Plus or Apple Podcasts.
Huge thanks, as always, to Wave Sports and Entertainment, to Reese's PB&J Cups for fueling our processors and everyone blowing up our socials. Props to the production crew, the legendary 92 enters. Uh-oh. Wait, do you hear that?
This is a baby monitor alarm?
Sounds like Code Brown in Sector 7G. Ah, crap. Duty calls. Gotta go change a diode or something.